What if the very habits you rely on to get through each day are the ones silently breaking you down? It's a heavy thought, but one that might explain why you're always exhausted, unfocused, anxious, or even numb. You try to push forward. You work hard, you check off the tasks, but deep down, something feels off. You're not broken, you're just carrying invisible weight. And the scariest part? Most people don't realize what's hurting them until it's already done the damage. We live in a world that praises hustle, distraction, and convenience, but behind the scenes, this lifestyle is costing you something priceless: your health. Not in dramatic ways, not overnight, but slowly, quietly, like a leak in a ship that no one notices until it's sinking. There's a war going on inside your body every day between what you feed it and what it really needs, between how you treat it and what it deserves. And most of that battle happens without you even knowing. That's how silent habits work. They don't scream, they don't shout, they whisper, and they keep you stuck in cycles that wear you down until the spark inside you dims. But it doesn't have to be this way. You are not weak. You're not lazy. You're not beyond repair. You've just been misled by habits that have become invisible, so routine, so normalized, you don't even question them anymore. But today you will. Today you'll uncover the small, everyday actions that slowly drain your energy, your power, your peace. And once you see them, you'll never be able to unsee them. That awareness is your power. Because when you finally understand what's been pulling you down, you also unlock the ability to rise. This isn't about shame, it's about clarity. It's about looking in the mirror and realizing that the greatest transformation doesn't start with doing more. It starts with doing less of what breaks you. And that takes courage, because most people would rather stay comfortable in destruction than uncomfortable in growth. But you're not most people. You're here, you're listening, you feel it. That desire to take your life back, to feel strong again, to wake up with energy, to move through your day without dragging a tired body and a cluttered mind, to feel alive, not just functioning. And if that's what you want, then don't look away now, because at the end of this journey, there's something waiting for you: clarity, vitality, and a sense of control you may have forgotten you even had. Not from some massive, dramatic change, but from small shifts that bring you back into alignment with who you were meant to be. You'll realize that health isn't just about your body, it's about your freedom, the freedom to think clearly, to move with purpose, to love deeply, to create, to lead, to live. You deserve that kind of life. But it starts with facing what's been quietly holding you back. So ask yourself, what if the things that feel normal are the very things draining your life force? What if being constantly tired isn't your fault, but the result of choices you didn't even know you were making? What if true strength is not just about pushing through, but knowing when to pause, when to let go, and when to rebuild? You owe it to yourself to find out. Not just for how you look, not just for how long you live, but for how deeply you experience this one precious life. Because this is your time. No more autopilot. No more surviving. It's time to rise above the noise, to break free from habits that do not serve you, and to reconnect with the energy, clarity, and purpose that's been inside you all along, waiting for you to come back. Stay with this. You're about to see what's been hidden, and once you do, your life will never be the same again. You were never meant to run on empty, but somewhere along the way you learned to survive without rest. You convinced yourself that sleep is for the lazy, that grinding late into the night means you're chasing success. But what if the very thing you sacrifice every night is the fuel your body begs for? When you skip sleep, you don't just lose hours, you lose focus, patience, immunity, emotional strength. Your brain slows, your heart weakens, your spirit dims. Sleep isn't a weakness, it's a weapon. And every night you deny it, you're fighting your battles unarmed. You scroll through your phone telling yourself it's just for a moment, just a quick check, but an hour slips by, then two, and suddenly you're drowning in a sea of noise that never gave you peace, only distraction. Mindless scrolling is not harmless. It robs your attention. It rewires your brain to crave chaos. It floods you with images of lives you were never meant to compare yours to. And while you scroll, your dreams wait in silence. Your ideas get quieter, your passion starts whispering, then vanishes under the weight of what everyone else is doing. But the truth is, you'll never build your life if you're constantly watching someone else's. You sit, then you sit more. At work, at home, in your car, on the couch. Days pass and your body forgets how it feels to move freely, to stretch, to be alive. You weren't created to stay still. You were designed to move. When you stop moving, you're not just losing muscle, you're losing momentum. Your posture collapses, your energy drops, and the fire in your soul begins to flicker. But motion is medicine, and it doesn't take hours. Just the decision to stand, to stretch, to walk, to move forward, literally and mentally, because when your body moves, your mind follows. Then there's sugar, sweet, comforting, everywhere. It sneaks in, disguised as a reward, a pick-me-up, a small treat, but inside, it's something else. It spikes your energy, then crashes it. It fogs your thinking, inflames your body, messes with your mood. And worst of all, it's addictive. The more you eat, the more you need. You don't even taste it anymore. You just reach for it without thinking. But what if you did think? What if you realized sugar doesn't love you back? That real energy comes from real fuel, food that heals, not harms. And the more you feed your body what it truly craves, the less you need fake highs to feel alive. You smile through stress. You say I'm fine when you're not. You carry the weight of pressure in your chest and pretend it's normal. But unspoken stress is stored somewhere, and eventually your body starts screaming the things your mouth refused to say. Your heart races, your digestion slows, your immune system weakens. That's not just emotion, it's biology. You can't heal what you won't face. You can't be strong while ignoring your pain. It's okay to pause, to feel, to ask for help. Strength isn't silence, it's honesty. And when you stop pretending, you start repairing, you forget water. Sounds simple, but it's powerful. Dehydration doesn't come with warning signs. It creeps in, makes you tired, makes your mind dull, makes your body ache. Most people walk through life half hydrated, half awake. But water is the base of everything inside you. Your brain, your blood, your energy, your emotions. Drink more, and everything starts to shift. Your skin glows, your focus sharpens, your fatigue fades. Sometimes the solution isn't complicated, it's consistent. Then there's the way you eat. Not just what's on your plate, but how you eat it. Rushing through meals, skipping breakfast, eating from boredom, not hunger. These aren't just habits. They're signals. Signals that your relationship with food is disconnected, but food is not the enemy. It's not just fuel. It's information. It tells your body how to feel, how to fight, how to heal. Eat with presence. Eat with purpose, because every bite is a choice, to build or to break. You're not here to be perfect. You're here to be conscious, to wake up, to become aware of the routines that shape your reality, because once you see them, you can break them. You can create new patterns, stronger ones, healthier ones, ones that align with the life you want. These habits didn't form overnight. They won't disappear in a day, but the power to shift them lives inside you. Every decision matters. Every small step rewires something, and soon the fog begins to lift. Your energy returns, your clarity sharpens, your strength rebuilds. You weren't made to live half alive, and you don't have to. Change doesn't begin with a massive leap. It starts with a quiet decision. Change starts with a quiet decision, a moment of awareness, a shift in belief. And if you've made it this far, you've already started. Now is the moment you reclaim your power, not by fighting yourself, but by choosing better for yourself. Because you're not just breaking bad habits. You're building a new identity, one that values health, one that protects peace, one that honors this body and this mind that carry you through every chapter of life. And once you make that shift, everything changes. You've faced the truth. You've seen the habits that once felt harmless for what they really are, silent thieves of your energy, your focus, your health. But awareness alone isn't enough. Change demands something deeper. It demands a shift in identity, Because if you keep seeing yourself as the person who breaks down under pressure, skips sleep, lives off sugar, and scrolls through life, then no strategy will save you. You must decide who you are becoming, not someday, now. This isn't about forcing yourself into a better version of you. It's about remembering who you truly are underneath the burnout, the routine, the noise. You were never meant to feel numb and disconnected. You were built for clarity, for strength, for freedom. But to get there, you must choose differently. You must rise above the old pattern even when it's comfortable, especially when it's comfortable. Because comfort is not peace. It's a trap wrapped in routine. It starts with one decision, one moment of self-respect, one act of discipline that says, I'm done betraying my own potential. That's how change is born, not through perfection, but through presence. Each time you choose water over soda, sleep over scrolling, movement over stillness, nourishment over numbness, you're casting a vote for the life you want. You're telling your body, your mind, and your future, I'm ready. Small choices compound. Every healthy habit is a brick. One brick may not seem like much, but stack them day after day, and you're building something unstoppable. You're building energy, you're building clarity, you're building resilience, so solid that when life throws chaos at you, you don't crumble. You respond, you don't react, you rise. And yes, it will be uncomfortable. Growth always is, because you're leaving behind versions of yourself that once felt safe. But safety isn't the goal, liberation is. The freedom to wake up and feel alive in your body, the freedom to think clearly without the weight of fatigue and distraction, the freedom to trust yourself again. That's what you're fighting for. You don't need more time, you need more intention. Time has always been there, it's how you use it that defines your path. 5 minutes of silence, 10 minutes of movement, a single glass of water, a deep breath before a meal. These aren't small acts. They're anchors, habits that tell your nervous system, your cells, your subconscious, I am choosing life. And when you fall back into old patterns, as you will, because you're human, you don't shame yourself. You realign. Guilt doesn't create growth, but commitment does. You remind yourself why you started. You remember the cost of staying the same, and you return to the path, stronger, sharper, more determined than ever. Because this journey isn't just about health, it's about power. Your power. The power to lead yourself when no one's watching. To become the kind of person who doesn't wait for rock bottom to make a change. Who doesn't wait for pain to become unbearable before moving. Who takes ownership of every single choice and says, my future is mine to shape. This is how you rise. Not by avoiding discomfort, but by walking through it with clarity. Not by chasing motivation, but by anchoring yourself in discipline. Discipline that honors your body. Discipline that defends your energy. Discipline that creates a life you no longer need to escape from. You already know what's been holding you back. You've seen the habits. You've felt their weight. Now you get to decide what happens next. Do you keep repeating what's familiar and slowly fading? Or do you break the pattern and start building the version of you that's been buried beneath excuses, distractions, and fatigue? Because that version of you, the powerful, healthy, fully alive version, it's not a fantasy. It's already in you. Waiting, hoping, ready. All it needs is for you to stop making decisions that betray your future and start making choices that protect it. Not tomorrow, not when life slows down. Now. Your next breath can be intentional. Your next meal can be healing. Your next hour can be clear. Your next step can be a turning point. And as you move forward, carry this with you. You don't need to flip your life upside down. You only need to flip the switch in your mind that says, I matter enough to change. And once that light turns on, the path becomes clear, the fog lifts, and suddenly everything that felt hard becomes non-negotiable. Not because it's easy, but because you've decided you're worth it. You were never meant to survive on scraps of energy, bits of sleep, and bursts of fake motivation. You were built to thrive, and now you know how. The habits have been exposed, the choice is in your hands, and if you choose to rise, no force can stop you. Every day is a chance to reclaim the life that's slipping through your fingers. Not through massive change, but through mastering the small, powerful decisions that most ignore. The world won't slow down for you. It won't pause and ask if you're okay. That's your responsibility now, to protect your energy, to guard your focus, to become the defender of your own peace. You've spent enough time waiting for the right moment, enough time hoping things will fix themselves. They won't. Habits don't break on their own. Patterns don't change by accident. If you want something different, you must become someone different. The person who doesn't tolerate feeling half alive anymore, the person who refuses to let their health be an afterthought, the person who is no longer available for anything that drains their mind, weakens their body, or clouds their spirit. You don't need another reason. You already have one. It's you, your future, your vision, the version of you who shows up with strength and clarity. That version isn't waiting for more time. It's waiting for you to act like your life matters. Because it does. No more, just one more hour of work while your body begs for rest. No more numbing out with distractions when your soul is screaming to be heard. No more playing small when you were built for something far greater than surviving the day. This is the season of responsibility. Real, radical responsibility. Not the kind that comes with pressure, but the kind that unlocks power. Because when you own your habits, you own your results. And when you own your results, you stop blaming circumstances. You stop chasing hacks. You stop waiting. You start building. You know what exhaustion feels like. You know what burnout feels like. You know what it's like to live on autopilot, stuck in a body that feels like it's constantly running on low battery. But what you might not know yet is how good it feels to wake up with energy, to move through your day with clarity, to finish the day and feel proud, not depleted. That feeling is real, and it's available, but you have to earn it. And you earn it in the moments no one sees. When you choose to go to bed instead of scrolling. When you drink water, even though soda sounds better. When you cook something that nourishes you instead of grabbing something